In this video, you'll learn why cars keep people poor, but more specifically, some crazy car statistics and many hidden costs associated with cars that no one talks about. By the way, have you ever looked at someone driving a nice car and thought, wow, they're so cool, I want to be just like them? Literally, never. Do you want to see my actual reactions? Okay, how much do you want to bet that this person is broke as hell? BMW drivers are worse than the Game of Thrones finale.
Dracarys.
Wait! Before I get burned, can you please like, subscribe, and leave a comment for the algorithm? Perhaps your favorite Game of Thrones quote? Okay, I'm ready. Speaking of fire, check out some of these red hot statistics from LendingTree. The average car payment for new cars is $734 per month. The average interest rate for auto loans is currently 6.7%. The amount of auto loan debt in the US is $1.6 trillion, making it the second largest debt category behind mortgages. To give you an idea of how much that actually is, it cost HBO around $1 billion for the entire Game of Thrones series. Okay, whoever wrote the script for this video is clearly still upset about the Game of Thrones finale.
Did they not talk to George R.R. Martin before making the last season?
Now here's the most shocking stat of all. The median salary in the US is $55,000 per year after taxes. That's around $3,600 per month. That math ain't mathin'.
What the good
So yeah, the numbers are bad, but I truly believe they'll get better if people understand the hidden costs associated with cars. First up is depreciation. Hey, I just bought this vacuum. Okay, I'll sell it to you for $200. I could buy it brand new for $200, but I only used it once. It doesn't matter. The value of that vacuum went down as soon as you took it home and used it. All right, I'll ask you again in a few weeks. No, the older it gets and the more you use it, the more the value depreciates. Oh, so you do want to buy it. The same thing happens to cars, and the numbers are quite shocking. Here we have a 2021 Toyota RAV4, one of the most popular cars in the US. The F-150 is technically more popular, but I don't want a bunch of truck bros in the comments, arguing about which gas guzzler is better.
Hey, let me tell you, I own a Ford. You ain't got no Ford, dog. You got a Mazda.
There are websites like Edmunds that calculate the 5-year total ownership cost of vehicles, which is more than just the cost of the car itself, but every penny you spend on one over a 5-year period. For example, this RAV4 costs $27,000, but after 5 years, you'll pay an average of $48,000, nearly double the cost of the car itself. Regarding depreciation, one of the many costs associated with car ownership, we can see that after 1 year, the car depreciates nearly $4,000, and after 5 years, nearly $11,000. That's 40%. But that's not the shocking part. Are you ready?
The answer is hell no.
Do you mean yes?
No comment. But yes.
40% depreciation after 5 years is pretty good. This is a 2021 BMW 5 Series that's worth $30,000. But after 5 years, it'll depreciate over $17,000, which is over 55%. The 2024 model will depreciate 60% after 5 years. Wait. Now I get why BMW drivers are so angry. They're upset about the depreciation on their cars. Now, if you want to minimize the amount of money you lose to depreciation, the best thing you can do is buy a used car. We just saw in the numbers too. Most of the depreciation happens after the first 3 years or so. Now, granted, we only looked at 2 cars, so be sure to research and find the sweet spot for the car you're looking at. All right, depreciation? Check. The next hidden cost that most people are unaware of is financing. So your car payment comes to $900 per month. The most I can afford is $700 per month. You know what? You seem like a good dude. Let me talk to the manager and we'll see what we can do. All right, it wasn't easy, but we got the payment down to $700 per month. Thank you so much for helping me out. No. Let me explain how that customer just got f***ed over. Using the same RAV4 from earlier, let's calculate the financing details. Again, the car cost $27,000, and for the interest rate, I'm using 9.3%. I got this rate by looking up the average credit score, which is about 715. Then I looked at the average interest rate for used cars based on a 715 credit score. For the term of the loan, which is how long you'll be making payments for, we landed on 60. This number was pulled directly from Experian, one of the major credit bureaus here in the US. The actual number was 67, but you typically only see loans in annual intervals, so 4, 5, 6 years. I don't know why they still use months for auto loans, but whatever. You know how for babies people say, oh yeah, they're 48 months old. Why do they do that? Just go by years, it's easier.
What? That's like insanely easy.
For the down payment, we'll do 20%, but keep in mind that not everyone will put this much down. This puts the monthly payment at $450. Now here's the hidden cost that most people do not understand. When you borrow money to buy a car or a house, that money isn't free. You have to pay a fee called interest. When do you pay this fee? Every single month. Okay, can we zoom out a bit? Much better. In this case, you'll pay over $5,500 by the time you pay off the car. So if you finance a car, you have to factor in financing costs as well. And remember that car dealership scenario from earlier? Watch what happens to the monthly payment if I increase the term of the loan by 2 years. We just saved $100 per month, right?
Right you are, Harry.
No, we're just making payments for longer, and as a result, we'll pay $8,000 in interest versus $5,500. This is one way car dealerships get you, but not anymore, right?
Right.
Cool, so we talked about two major hidden costs of car ownership, depreciation and financing. I'm gonna quickly cover some of the more obvious costs in a moment, but first, let me give you one major tip to help you save money on financing. In addition to buying cars used to save money on depreciation, aim to buy cars cash. This completely eliminates the financing cost because you're not borrowing money. Now, if you absolutely have to finance, make at least a 20% down payment, more is better. For the term of the loan, less is better, so don't go over 4 years. Got it?
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe f yourself.
So the TLDR version is the higher the down payment and the shorter the term equals good. Because if you save and invest an extra $300 per month over 30 years, that could be over $500,000. And you can even avoid paying taxes on this money. I'll even point to another video at the end to show you step by step how to do it. Now, when it comes to these other fees, you don't have a ton of control, but let's quickly see if we can save some money on them anyway. Most importantly, please factor these costs into your calculations to ensure you're not spending too much of your income on cars. So for taxes and fees, I guess you can move to another state that doesn't have sales tax, but besides that, take advantage of any tax credits or rebates. When it comes to fuel, choose a fuel-efficient car and perhaps get your gas at a membership warehouse.
They sell baby formula and they sell coffins. You can literally buy everything you need from birth to death. Oh my God.
Insurance is a tricky one, especially since costs have gone up 20% in just the last year. However, according to Progressive, it's generally cheaper to insure a used car since they're generally worth less than new ones, meaning they can be cheaper to repair or replace. But this also depends on factors such as location, age, and driving records, so your results may vary. Lastly, maintenance and repairs. According to Consumer Reports, some of the best ways to save money on these categories are asking for a discount, which sounds dumb, but you'd be surprised how much you can get if you just ask.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Doing simple maintenance yourself, changing air filters, checking fluid levels, stuff like that. But by far the best tip is to buy a low maintenance car and being proactive about maintenance. Just like you shouldn't wait to see a doctor until you have an issue, don't wait until your car is flashing every single warning light it has. Get your oil changes and other routine maintenance done on time. Then, using all the money you saved on a car, invest within a Roth IRA here, and be sure you're earning some easy passive income with a high yield savings account here.